is greatness. Come on, you already know when T-Boys TV's on the stream, you know it's a bit late half the time. But yeah, obviously we're here. Welcome to T-Boys TV and
Romianto.
come on, there we go. Obviously we're here for the championship show. Obviously review. Yeah, great. It's going to be very fun. And then obviously as it is the last week transfer news, obviously if there's any news, which there has been quite a lot around Luton and Hull actually, both apparently competing for an attacker, which is quite interesting. Then obviously we'll get into that towards the end. But yeah, we'll start off with your game, Lewis, because I've spoke a lot about my game. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to keep repeating and repeating and repeating. And the people are probably getting a bit bored of it. So I'll let you go first with your game. Obviously, you took on Millwall, a draw. I thought it'd be a draw. But yeah, what did you make of the game? Obviously, you were there. Bit distraught by the looks of it. And that's for a draw. You know what I mean?
You should have won. It's one of them again where we should have won. Be absolutely bad. Like, they're awful. They're honestly awful. Just cannot fucking score. Whatever way we're trying to do it.
That sounds very similar, doesn't it, Harry? That's very similar.
Long shots, whether it's working into the barbs, whether it's an attempted overhead kick, which Crispini tried to do, or whether it's headers or corners. Oh wait, sorry, corners. We have to go short from a corner now. We can't cross it into the box anymore. Apparently, we have to go short. Bullshit, if you ask me. Free kicks. Oh wait, yep, the wall's in the way. I've got that one. Where do I even start? Blatant handball tonight. I don't care what anybody says. That is one of the most blatant. That's one of the most blatant handballs you'll probably still see all season. I mean, you've both seen it. I mean, Brad's seen it as well. He's in the chat. It's blatant as hell. It's blatant as hell. How that's not seen it beyond me. Millwall are very soft, so enjoy when you play Millwall because you'll end up giving about 3,000 free kicks for no reason. And yeah, we can't score. I mean, there was one moment where I don't know how Millwall didn't score because we messed up as we usually do. I kid you not, the guy's probably about 5 yards in front of the goal and he's put it wide. I don't know how. Because he's facing straight in front of goal. But apart from that, Millwall didn't really change us. They were awful. To put it into plain sight and put it into the normal words, but yeah, we just can't score. But we're looking at strikers apparently, and we need one ASAP. Oh. Whether we do or not is another question. We probably won't because the whole city and a really slow business of fucking commentary and Nick him knowing us, like always.
Oh.
But yeah, it's not looking great.
Well, that sounds very similar, to be honest, in the sense that you can't score. Yeah, we're the same. We are the same over the weekend. But yeah, no, I saw it. I saw it as 0-0. I'll be honest. I didn't watch any, highlights or anything because it was a 0-0. I don't really tend to. Obviously, I was on my way to Preston, but I don't know. I was surprised that both teams didn't score. To be honest, I thought there'd be at least one goal. Even if it was a 1-0. Like I said, I did say 1-1, but however, if someone was to win, I thought maybe Millwall would edge a 1-0 or something. But yeah, I mean, at least you're not losing, Lewis. Yeah, that's one positive.
We're not chickens. We do have Leeds this weekend.
Yeah, that's not a great game, especially away. Yeah, but we'll obviously we'll get into that on Thursday when it comes to that. But yeah, we might as well move on to the Luton game briefly. Like I said, I spoke about it a lot, so I don't really want to proper go into it. Obviously, we were there, Harry. Going into it, the lineup, not really any complaints. I thought maybe, like I said yesterday, and at the time, McGuinness would probably be in just because of that price tag. It sort of makes sense. Price tag we paid. Yeah, he did start. Yeah. Rio Waters obviously didn't start, which again, like I said yesterday, I didn't expect him to start as many games anyway, going into this season, just because, of his age, he's still, learning, like playing men's football as a whole. Obviously, yes, he was on the bench for Arsenal, but he didn't really, he didn't come on any moments. So it's interesting. I mean, Chio was obviously starting, in that game instead. But other than that, expected Baptiste, Clark in midfield, front three of Chong, Morris, and Elijah. It was always going to be them. And it actually felt good to have quite a good depth on the bench. Only one youngster on the bench, taking away the backup keeper, which is obviously Horlick in this one, Nelson. No Johnson, but I think that's more so because Anderson and Burke are back in. I do expect him to start today, or at least be involved. I'd be very surprised if he's not. We don't really need to loan him out for me because he's under 21 anyway, so he comes in that category. But yeah, I was happy in the lineup really, to be honest. The only thing maybe was, maybe I felt he should have been on the bench, but then again, you're not going to put as much pressure on Walters, like I said. But the actual game, well, like Lewis said about his team, we just couldn't finish. Very, very dominant, but we just couldn't finish. And it's frustrating. It's either the crosses were awful or the crosses were decent, but it's half chances. It weren't good enough. Morris spent more time moaning on the floor. It was doing my head in. Yes, he's getting manhandled every game, but he's got to adapt. You know what I mean? He's got to change it up. And he wasn't. Elijah, a few half chances. Again, like I said in the reaction that I did after, yes, he is a slow starter. However, he's got close to the last two games. Third time lucky. You would have thought he'd do something, but he didn't. He weren't great. He's slightly better than Morris, but not great. And I can't really blame the midfield. People going, yeah, but the midfield was getting run. Yeah, because both of them ain't attacking. Both of them ain't defensive-minded midfielders. And even then, I felt they've still done all right. Baptiste and Clark had a few shots at times. Baptiste was, in my opinion, was the best player for me. I thought Doughty defensively was all right, but his crossing was terrible, like it has been the last few weeks. And yeah, just frustrating. Chong started the game well. Second half, he was awful, and it was just a lot of them average performances, really. Like Harry said, I thought positive was Walsh coming on in that second half. Obviously he was really good. Again, it's not even half the game, but he's got a lot of criticism this signing because of his injury record and stuff. But if we can keep him fit, I think he'll be quite influential. Again, I do expect him to start today. Not play the whole game, obviously, because Rob Edwards has openly said that, but I expect him to start this game. Maybe alongside Ruddock or something like that. But yeah, just frustrating. The goal they scored, maybe it could have closed it down better, but the actual finish was good. Shea couldn't have done anything. I thought Shea had a really good game still. Coming out, claiming the ball, which he was really good at against Portsmouth. But yeah, it's just that final third was our problem. 17 shots we had. I don't even know the last time we had 17 shots. I mean, it didn't feel like it, but looking at stats and that, we did obviously, and yeah, frustrating, man. And someone said it's spot on. I can't remember the guy's name, but someone said it's spot on when I was listening to Three Counties on the way back. They said we were just panicking when we had the ball in the final third. We were panicking. We were rushing. We felt we were trying to do things that we shouldn't be doing. And it was just really frustrating. But yeah, I mean, I knew it weren't going to be easy. I know a few fans going into it were saying a comfortable 2 or 3-0 win, but I said 1-0, narrow, because I knew it'd be a bit difficult because, new manager bounce and that, but at the same time, we should have. When I come out of that ground, I weren't even disappointed in the result. It's more so we didn't even score. That's the worrying thing, especially when I thought going into the season, like a lot of, Luton fans, our best attribute was, attacking wise. Even with the likes of Townsend going and stuff like that, I thought it'd still be all right there. But nah, coming out of that game, like I said, I feel we need another striker. But not good, was it, Harry?
Shit. Literally. While Lewis enjoyed his Port Bappen draw against Millwall, I was smashed and got no limbs.
No limbs.
No limbs. Nearly had Mengi limbs, but went to bed.
That was probably the closest chance. Yeah, exactly. That was a deflection, but I mean, few players were like okay, but it's the rare like 2 or 3. Do you know what I mean? I thought McGuinness had a decent debut. The only one thing I will say is he doesn't look the quickest. And that was that moment in the first half, wasn't there, where they went forward. And obviously Darth Vader was with us as well. And he was like, what the fuck? How we pay 10 million on that? But obviously it's heat at the moment, you know. But as the game went on, he done well. You know, that sliding block he done in the second half, what block that was. You know, and he was trying to complex things, which I like to see. You know, usually on debuts, players just try and do the basics to not, you know, mess things up essentially. But he was trying things, and I like that. And yeah, you know, the debutants were decent. Real Walters again when he come on was decent, and us at corner was trying, but yeah, man, it was just disappointing to not even score a goal. And that's the thing for me. You know, it wasn't even the losing factor really. I know it might sound a bit mad, but it's more so just not scoring. You know, especially when we thought the attack would be so good. You know, the subs, all of them were decent. You know, Woodrow was half decent. Taylor was trying when he come on a lot of balls, you know, just ahead of him at times, but just frustrating. And we couldn't even score about 17 chances, and we can't even put one away. You know,
Mate, I don't remember 17 chances. I was too smashed, or there was 17 chances. I don't remember 17 freaking chances.
No, exactly. But yeah, disappointing, man. I mean, yeah, it's just not great, really. Again, I'm at that stage now where I just want this window to end because, you know, you look at it, I don't think half these players, and not just for us, it's for any team, you know, half these players have their ambition at the club that they're at. You know, half of these players are not playing now they should be. You know, obviously, I'm going to talk a bit about it later, but obviously, it looks like Chio's going to Ipswich. He was terrible in this game. You know, let's just be real. You know, that's not a good send off at all. You know, he's not taking on his man. It's frustrating me. I mean, I don't have to deal with it now, but you know, he's a good player, but he's just not using his strengths. And people go, yeah, but he's playing right wing back. No, it don't matter, mate. It don't matter. Look at Doughty. You know, he's still taking on his man and that. Do you know what I mean? I think Rob Edwards is going to go, yeah. Do you know what, mate? Just sit back. Do you know what I mean? Even when Bell was playing left centre back at times, he's still going forward. Even in this game, you saw it. So I don't know, man. I just don't think he was great, to be honest. But again, like I say, I'll get a bit more into that later. But yeah, it weren't just him, but it's not a good send off. Let's be honest. But yeah, frustrating, man. I mean, we need an attacker. That's what I will say going out of that, and that is what I said going there. But Lewis, anything you want to say, mate?
But two teams in the same boat need attackers, but we need a bit more than you because we need a midfielder and wingers. Well, probably 2 wingers would be nice, but no, I don't know. From my ability, I haven't had a chance to watch highlights yet. It's just like from my ability, you guys, just like you've made the chances, but absolutely nobody there when it needs to be, and you know that's what you need in this league, especially when you're playing teams like Preston and you know the middle table sort of things. But I don't know. I feel like I don't think it'll be a long season for you, but if you don't shape up quickly, then it quite possibly could be a long season.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that going back to what I said quickly, you know, about the window, that's why I just want it to end. Because, you know, after that, I said it yesterday on the Hut Show, you know, the players that will be there, they'll want to be there. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll actually have that passion to actually thrive and, you know, try and do what our ambitions are, which is obviously to go back up. So, and I think half of these players are just still looking one eye on the door and that. But I do believe that. They're not playing to their full potential. Not necessarily, you know, like Morris and that, even though it was awful. I think it's more so certain players, like obviously Chio. You know, obviously, apparently, them Chong rumours yesterday of Ipswich were a load of rubbish. The guy come out and said, "Oh, he didn't mean to put that out." Something, I don't know, clueless. Mad how half these guys get paid. But anyway, moving on from that. Yeah, moving on to the next game. We'll start off with a Friday night one, going into the other games now, which was obviously Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds. Now, I've got how many goals Leeds would score, right? But Sheffield Wednesday, disappointing, man. You know, especially when you're playing that, you know, a team that are going to be up there. Let's be honest. Like, I know they haven't had a great start, but you know, when the season gets in, they will be up there. I thought it was disappointing. You know, I look at the goals. Really well worked goal for Leeds' first goal. I like the flick Dan James done to then lead them on the counter. However, I just thought Sheffield Wednesday, they played such a high line in this game, and I just don't know what they were doing. You can't do that against these teams for me, especially with Leeds. We know they got pace on the wings, and in their attacking areas, and yeah, disappointing for me seeing that. But yeah, it was not great. I mean, Leeds have finally got a win, which is obviously good for them. Hopefully, it kicks them on. Obviously, like we said earlier, they got a whole next. Lewis is saying no, but I think they might kick on now a little bit, and that's probably given them quite a bit of confidence. So, yeah, man. What did you make of that game, Harry?
Interesting. Leeds back on fire. All ready for Lewis's Hull City on Saturday. So, perfect timing and 2 good goals. Actually, to be fair, Leeds did play quite well from everything I saw. So, Sheffield Wednesday, like you say, disappointing. They need to bounce back. They've been a bit disappointing in the last couple of games. So, but yeah, Leeds United all ready for Lewis. Perfect. Come on.
Yeah, well, 6 goals conceded in 2 games for them. And I thought them being at home, they'd do all right. But yeah, weren't good from them, was it, Lewis?
It's not ideal when you look obviously how we started. How the first game went, obviously. Maybe it's just a true reflection that Plymouth just weren't that good, and Sheffield Wednesday maybe weren't what people maybe thought of them after that game. But I think it's not been really easy when you have to face a team like Leeds, who they've got pace every go. Dan James, for instance, really good Otto guy. And they've got finishers, obviously, in terms of like Jadro. Oh, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. They're just trying to get another quick person. Manuel Solomon. What? When will his debut be? Oh, wait. Probably Saturday.
Non-toe scoring goals against you, Lewis. Come on.
If there's any City fans or anything in this chat, there's a Leeds ticket going if you want. I'm only kidding. You're not having it. And they just give me about 80 quid for it. But I don't know. I just feel like obviously Leeds will be up there from the end of the season. That's known to everybody, and they are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Like the first game, I think maybe it was just see where they are without Somerville and obviously the other geezer, Archie Gray, and obviously the old Georgina Ruta, as well. So, but it shows that they've got strength and depth. Whoever they lose, and obviously they are going to probably get stronger. They probably will bring another 1 or 2 in this last week. So I'm very sure that they'll still be up there regardless of who they lose now.
Yeah, no, I agree definitely. Let's go through some comments. A lot of comments flying in. Big up. Brad says Perry Sports. Come on, Lee.
Well, it's real fun. I know you mean. I know you mean.
Hanno getting a bit gas because Hull City are undefeated. But you, I'll
tell
you what,
you're undefeated. Hanno,
you would not. These are not my words. Remember on that stream, Hanno said if you lost, you would have got cooked, mate. So you got off the hook with that. That weren't my words. That was his words. So I thought you would draw. So yeah, just not 0-0. So yeah, there we go. With that,
the points. You just remind me I done points yet. I'll do after this.
Yeah, I've worked out how many I got anyway. So I'll let you do it and then see if you've actually counted it right this time. But anyway, hello, mate. Big up to yourself. Yeah, exactly, Blue Terrier. That's what I'm saying, and that's what they've done. They just give them too much, to get in behind with, and it was disappointing, man. I get you're at home. You're going to try and go at them a little bit, but they didn't really do much. Right? I thought they'd do a lot more at home. But credit to Leeds, they got off the mark and they just capitalised on it really. So yeah, it's as simple as that really. When it comes to that, but yeah, moving on to the next one. Another 12:30 game on the Saturday. Bristol City Coventry. Now, as much as I said a Coventry win, I thought it's quite hard to separate the two teams going into this one because, like I've said, I've got high expectations for Bristol City this year. Coventry have got a really good attack, but it was at Bristol City. So I thought it'd be a close game. Obviously, it did end up being a draw, a 1-1 draw. And Bristol City, if I'm going to be honest, they had a lot of chances especially in the first half to probably, again, it's only the first half, but looking back at their chances, they could have probably, at least scored another goal, at least. Some really, really good chances in the game. And, maybe they'll look at it and be a little bit disappointed that they potentially didn't win. I mean, Coventry had the odd chances as well. But looking at it, I felt, Bristol City could have won it, to be quite honest with you, with that game. But yeah, it seems like you agree with that, Harry.
Bristol, the better team, mate. Don't like Coventry, Useless club, useless fans, mate. Too cocky. And Ellis Sims, I think he had a good chance, didn't score that. So
yeah, he did.
I think Bristol will be a bit gutted that they didn't win, to be honest. But it's not been a bad start from Bristol, to be fair. So not too bad.
Yeah, and that's another thing I will say is when the Coventry strikers had chances, like Thomas Estante had a good chance at the end. He completely fluffed it. They had good chances themselves, but especially with how dominant Bristol City were in that first half, with chances, they should have probably scored another one, to be honest. But what did you make of what you saw, Lewis, on this?
You're in Coventry game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both teams probably take a point. I feel like obviously the two teams that perhaps could be up there this season, both teams have not had a bad start season. The only difference is that Coventry obviously lost the game. I don't believe Bristol have yet. They drew to us and they beat Newell, didn't they? Yeah. So yeah, they've lost the game yet. Two teams that probably will be at the end of the season. I feel like you look at in terms of the teams that probably similarly matched. I haven't actually get to watch the highlights or anything like that yet at this time, but no, it was probably a decent game to watch. I feel like looking. Let me take the stats. Where is it? There. Give me the stats, stupid website. There we go. Yeah, he looked fairly evenly matched. The only surprise I really see when I look at this is the Coventry only had one shot on target again. That's not the first time this season they've had that. But obviously, I don't think he'll apprehend the team too much. Maybe he might tell Coventry they might need another attacker before Saturday's deadline. But obviously, if you look at the options, they've already got decent options in the attacking. So I feel like they probably won't and probably settle what they have. Same in Bristol, to be honest. I feel like they'll settle what they have. Unless there's a training injury, which goes about the season. But no, I think both teams probably take it. And as a whole, it's not a bad start for either side, really.
No, exactly that, mate. But yeah, a lot of the Coventry shots, like I say, the strikers, they weren't really on it. Half, hitting the side netting, putting them wide. And there's a moment where Sims slipped, and it was awful. It's like, Jesus, what's going on? But yeah, not clinical. But again, as the season goes on, we sort of expect that them to get better at that aspect. Same with Luton, for example. So we shall see with that. Yeah, mate, I'm literally nearly at 2K. I'm literally 7 away as it stands. Obviously, I will be doing a watch along later to the Luton game, so hopefully we can get to it by then. Oh, mate, like I say, every stream recently, been trying to get there for so long. So the sooner we get there, the better. And yeah, we'll progress from there and go forward. But yeah, man. But yeah, moving on to the last 12:30 game, which was obviously QPR versus Plymouth. Now, going into it, I thought this would be the boring 0-0 game, but it wasn't. It was actually quite a good game, to be honest. QPR, I'll be honest, they started off really well. Obviously, they got their goal. Good header. It was to put them into lead. Probably had a few good chances to maybe stretch their lead. But, Plymouth, they dug deep. And I felt their keeper was really good in this game. Made some really good saves, 2 really good saves, which, has got him a point on the road. Obviously, Whittaker, what a goal that was. The 1 week I take him off my fantasy, he scores. That's just typical, isn't it? Same with Elliot Lee. Yeah, that's also typical. But, yeah, man, I mean, they're probably, they've done well to dig deep and get that point. Plymouth away, and I thought, I think we're all the same. Their home form is what will be more vital to them. But to get a point away is always good. So yeah, man, I felt it was a decent point for them, and probably deserved with how hard they dug to get it. I believe, but yeah, it was decent from Plymouth from what I saw, wasn't it, Harry?
Yeah, man. Like Rooney ball working again, man. Love it. But nah, QPR, I think we're disappointed with that result personally. I mean, they started off really well. Good goal from corner, good header. And Whittaker, the main man himself, got a goal. Brilliant goal. Cracking finish. Could be a goal contender for goal of the season come the end of the season as well. I mean, they had 2 stupid red cards, Plymouth, and to hold on like they did was decent. But saw Rooney's face after that first sending off. He was shitting bricks. He was like, "Oh no, here we go again." You could see it on his facial expression, but they held out, and I think QPR will be disappointed with that, and I think Plymouth will take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you to back someone going in that game, majority of people would have said QPR definitely, especially being at home, and stuff like that. But yeah, good point. I mean, Lewis going into it, you said if they play how they did against Hull, then they'll get something definitely, and they did.
Yeah, it got some. I mean, it's probably more impressive considering like the circumstances of 2 red cards, never ideal. Well, 1 red card never ideal, let alone 2. The 2 red cards is honestly ridiculous. I feel like I don't know what Adam Forshaw was doing when he drew it on a yellow, and the red and the second one, it's just ridiculous. It's like he's gone for like a UFC kick or something like that.
Oh, don't talk about UFC kicks, Kaminsky.
It's honestly beyond what the guy was thinking. I do not know. But I think Plymouth 100% take it under the circumstances. I thought they'd win it, but I think QPR would probably be the more frustrated side, considering 9 versus 11. You want to obviously, do it, but yeah, it's football for you. Not everything goes your way. Obviously, I think Plymouth will be absolutely delighted under the circumstances, and yeah, I feel like without 2 men this week, and it's it depends how key they are. I think Adam Porter was probably quite key. I don't really know much about the other guy. That could make a difference. I don't know who they're playing, but yeah, I think both teams maybe take a point, but QPR will definitely be frustrated under the circumstances.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially, like I say, of how dominant they were at the start of the game. Quite similar to Bristol City in that sense, I felt. In the sense that they could have got a few early goals and, progress from there, really. But, yeah, that's that. Moving on to the next one. Oh, God. Oh, them guys down the road. They won again. 2-1. I knew it. I said it. I said they'd win 2-1. It was good. It was a good start from Derby. Scored in the opening 2 minutes. See, I had notifications, but I didn't realise. And obviously, we were thinking, Watford get better, like we do when they're 1-0 down, like they do with us, vice versa. And I was like, oh, okay, they're actually 1-0 down. And then I see that they conceded. I have to be honest, the first goal was a good goal from them guys. I'm not even going to lie. But yeah, it was just frustrating, man, in the sense of just Derby just not being able to really hold on. I thought the goal, people might say I'm being biased, but again, the goal they've scored again, the second goal, what is going on? How are they not clearing that away? Very, very frustrating. But they probably deserved it. They were putting a lot of pressure. I thought, I was more hoping a former Hatter would do something, i.e., James Collins or Sonny Bradley. Sonny Bradley got a yellow card, change of surprise. Collins, well, he don't start, but I didn't really see him having any chances anyway. So frustrating that they keep winning. But again, they got a proper test next week, or this weekend, shall I say, against Sheffield United. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I ain't got full faith in Sheffield United because of that manager, but don't know, they're at home, so we'll see with that. But yeah, it wasn't unfortunately a derby win, Harry, like you said.
No, mate, but we've got one thing to say first. Oh, no, hey, and say the Watford runaway. Come on, mate. Let's do the double over them this season. Come on. But as for the game, Derby, I had a few good chances, to be fair. And to be fair, could have actually equalised with a couple of the second half chances they had. Yeah, they had like a header near the end as well, where just straight at the goalkeeper. Should be like putting that either side, really. And I think they'll be frustrated in that. But Watford did look a better team, and the player Bayo, he looks a handful for them up top. So
Good,
yeah, not looking great in terms of Luton. Looking at them at the minute, but I'm sure they'll step up somewhere. And Vicarage Road can't even be full up by fans, so you know. I don't know what to say really, other than it's a good run for Watford carries on, and it'd be interesting to see what they do at Sheffield away and if they can continue that. But we'll see on that. Derby need to bounce back now. I mean, good result against Middlesbrough. They didn't play too bad against Watford, but could be better.
Yeah, no, 100%, definitely. But yeah, frustrating that they keep winning. But yeah, no, it's one of them. Like, again, people might sound biased, but I don't think they'll be up there. For these dark horse stuff, I think they'll drop off at some point. And yeah, I know there is a period at one point, but they've got a lot of tough games coming up against the likes of Burnley, Sheffield United. I think maybe even Leeds in that aspect as well. So we'll see what they're made of then, and go from there really. But yeah, they won again, didn't they, Lewis?
Yeah, just for a host, I've got one thing. It's just getting to my head. My nigga, Luton to own. My nigga, I say.
This guy. You
Charlie
better
can't
hope.
have it.
No, that's all right, because what I was going to say is you better hope we don't score another banger against you guys, yeah? We have a tradition of doing it, yeah? Let's start off from Loire, yeah? Let's then go to James Breen.
Okay. No need for that, Tyler.
Yeah, I can add myself. Yeah. Anyway.
No need for that one, is there?
Anyway, there was need for that one because you come up my team like that. You can't be doing that.
Well, Harry decided to start it, so I ended it. Anyway, moving on.
Nothing to do with me, is it? Anyway, yeah, go on. Tell what you're saying.
No, it's another decent win for them. I mean, obviously, like you said, there's a bigger game this weekend. See how the season against them. Is that at Sheffield? Is that
it's at Sheffield United.
At Sheffield, okay. Yeah, so it'll be a lot more difficult compared to maybe what we like at home. And obviously, when the last time they played away, obviously they won 3-2, I think it was. At Millwall, obviously, Bramall Lane, obviously a much bigger test than the Den. Don't get me wrong, 10's not a nice place to go to, but when you're facing up against Premier League, a team that was just in the Premier League at home, yeah, they have the greatest home record in Premier League, but they'll definitely want to put that right this season at home. So it won't be easy for us this weekend, and obviously I doubt Derby made it easy for them because obviously they're just going to have a very nice win against QPR, Derby. So yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I think it probably will be a good game. Obviously, Watford came up on top again, and I think I saw something the other day saying Tom Cleverley's the first manager to be undefeated in the first 3 games, which for them
Yeah, I was going to say, but they don't usually
Which
have
for
that
them, I'm not
at
surprised
home,
about, because usually they've changed their minds about now for 3 games.
yeah, exactly that.
So,
Yeah, that is a bit of a surprise, but yeah, that's that. Moving on to the next one. Again, another game I did predict right. And that was obviously Blackburn versus Oxford. I'll tell you what, Oxford's first goal. Well, obviously their only goal in this game. Oi, oi, oi! What a goal that was from Harris. Great start for them. You know, Lewis, mate, you want to see that goal, definitely. Trust me, that was a sick goal. Obviously, give it a bit, to the crowd. Probably a bit early to do that, especially in football nowadays. You know, it can come back to bite you, and it did. Blackburn obviously come back in the game. I'd say they grew into it as probably expected, being at home. Especially with how Oxford have been, they've given it a right go. So far, and obviously had narrow defeats and obviously a good home win. But
I love
again,
that.
they're at home. Obviously on the weekend, so that's a good time for them to bounce back. I'd say against Preston, that should be quite an interesting one, really. But yeah, I mean, Blackburn turned it around, and they're still looking good. Without Schmodix, obviously, they haven't lost a game yet. Obviously, they've won 2 and got a draw, so decent start from them, isn't it, Harry?
Very good, mate. Very good momentum. You know, they got that late equaliser away at Canary Land last week, which was Limbs, of course. And followed up. To be fair, good result considering how Oxford have been playing. Oxford. We talk about Whitaker got contender for goal of the season. I think Harris for Oxford. That's even better. That was class. I saw the Blackburn goalkeeper looking afterwards, thinking, I can't do anything about that. So, good goal. Unfortunate for them, really. They'd probably looked to maybe took a point from that game before the game, Oxford. But, they can bounce back at home. So, but good win for Blackburn. And the momentum continues.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Lewis has just seen the goal, judging by his reaction. Great goal, wasn't it, Lewis?
It's not a bad one, to say the least, just to take on the full body like that after a attempted clearance by the defender. It's actually a very, very good goal to say. But at the same time, why is the keeper that far? Look, he won't be that far out, to be fair. It's just like, why is he on the dangerous box? Because all you need is Oxford to bring it down and see the keeper off the line, and then he'll think, oh, screw it, why not? And that's basically what he did. No, decent goal. I mean, unfortunately, obviously, they came out on the wrong side of the result, but I think, it's probably another decent account of themselves. And I think that's what Oxford want to do this season, especially early on, just try and calm down, have a bit of it, make a bit of an account of themselves and see if they can pull some shots. I mean, I think the majority of people obviously have said that they will go down, but
not me.
They've not started too bad, and I think if they carry on this, I don't see why they can't stay up at all. Whether that would actually happen, we don't know, but they've not started bad at all, to say the least.
No, not at all, mate. Give it right good go so far. So credit to them. Like I say, for me, they've got a good opportunity to bounce back on the weekend at home against Preston. So we'll see what happens there. Moving on to the next one, Stoke City versus West Brom. Now, me and Harry thought it'd be quite a convincing win for West Brom, 3-1. Just given, they've actually had a really good start to the season. Obviously, a 3-1 win on the opening day, 0-0 draw against Leeds, and then obviously, winning this game against Stoke. And yeah, who else is going to get the winning goal? Yeah, it was one of them. But Stoke, they started the game all right. To be fair, they give it a go, but then there was just a spell where West Brom were just very dominant. And you're probably looking at it, especially from what I saw, and you're probably going, right, they're going to win. Just how dominant they were, and they're having chance upon chance really, and they're looking good. They're looking good, especially in that forward aspect. A bit sloppy at the back at times, You know, especially Bartley, he was quite sloppy at one point, but overall, you know, they went there, they got the win. And yeah, they're still unbeaten. You know, it's looking decent at the moment for West Brom, isn't it, Harry?
Great start. Magic Madger to the rescue again.
Yep.
Carlon Grant, banger. Well, I think it was a good goal. Yeah, it was a good goal. I remember seeing the goal. Good goal. And them two players, like I said, after the review from the QPR game, going to be key this season if they're going to finish like playoffs. And it's a good start. Stoke, boring old Stoke. They had a couple of good chances, but I think overall, Baggies did deserve to win. To be fair, and yeah, I think there's a comment in the comments about West Brom as well. Great start. That's why I think. Mick, good start, and be interesting to see if you can keep it up.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I'm quite interested to see because, like I say, you know, obviously we said about the transfer ban and stuff. They still got a good core of the squad, and obviously they can get players in for free and stuff still. So it's not like they can't do anything at all. But it's a good start, you know, unbeaten. So you can't really complain, to be honest. You know, good. I'd say a good point against Leeds because you know Leeds will be up there. You know, so I didn't concede in that game either. So yeah, it's a good start. You know, 2 away wins as well. You can't really complain. So yeah, it's good. It's good from West Brom, isn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, it's not bad whatsoever considering everything else going on. Considering everything else going on in the club at the minute. Just to point out quickly, from looking on Instagram and Twitter, have Stoke changed their away end?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I thought they had. Because I've been seeing imaging and like they seem to be in that corner. So I was thinking, I saw it. I'm like, have they changed their away end? But I'll
Absolute limbs in that Baggies away end.
I'll probably find out in 3 weeks from here. I think it's 3 weeks. It's soon anyway.
Never lost
But no,
either.
it's another good win. Obviously, Josh Magic getting the winner. Well, what else can you expect nowadays? That guy's crazy in this league, to be honest. He's very good in this league. Obviously, he sorted it at Sunderland. Then he went somewhere else, and then went to Sunderland. Not Sunderland. West Brom.
He played for Bordeaux, and I think he did have a loan spell at Stoke, and he actually celebrated, which was quite funny.
Yeah, I think it was Stoke. But yeah, they've started well. I mean, if they can keep the core of their squad, which is what they want to do, I can't see many people leaving with obviously the transfer ban so far. Unless they can get resolved in this week, which it's not going to be easy to do. West Brom fans would definitely take it 100%. I'm sure Mick will if he's still in the chat. Got to try and keep up, I guess. But obviously, a few injuries could really screw this season in terms of the transfer ban if they don't get resolved by January.
Yeah, be interesting. Be interesting to see. But like I say, very good start. 2 away wins. You know, and not a loss at home, so you can't complain. Can't complain there. Moving on to the next game, which was Sunderland versus Burnley. Now, surprised this was a 3:00 game. Going to be honest, I thought this would maybe be on Sunday or something like that. But yeah, you know, obviously Sunderland getting a win, very good goal. Obviously, the player who crossed it in originally, it come back to him, so he thought, you know what, I'm going to strike it. Good goal. And yeah, you know, a lot of people thought going into this Sunderland would get a result. Sunderland fan that was on RWA Productions and the comments, he actually said they get a clean sheet, and they did. You know, they held Burnley out, and you know, we knew they'd get something. I mean, some people said a win, some people said a draw. You know, obviously, I said a draw. I thought, you know, them being away against the Sunderland team that started the season really well, you know, still haven't conceded in any of the league games as well. You know, it was always going to be difficult going there, and obviously they lost. You know, they knew that it's a championship. You will lose at some point, even if you are as good as Burnley have started off. You know, it's always going to happen at some point. But good win for Sunderland. You know, and they could progress on that. Obviously, Jack Clark has gone to Ipswich, but there's still good players elsewhere. And the new manager that they've got is doing a good job at the moment, isn't he, Harry?
Very good job, very good win, very good start. What more could you want as a Sunderland fan? I bet they're buzzing at the minute, to be fair. And you know what? They should be like getting like that, at least that last spot in the playoffs for me, as I predicted in the predicted table. 6th finish. Good win. Burnley looked a little bit off it, to be fair. They had a couple of good chances. Amdouni had a good chance that he missed. But yeah, it's a good win for Sunderland. And I'm not surprised, really, that it was like a 1-0 win. I know I predicted a draw, but I don't know. Stadium of Light can be a tough place to go, and Burnley clearly found that out for themselves. But also, losing Jack Clark will be interesting to see how Sunderland do cope, because he was a massive player for them and obviously clearly their best player. But that'll be interesting. He's been there for a fairly long time now, so it was probably time for him to move on to bigger and better things for his career's sake. We will see if obviously Ipswich can stay up. I'm not too sure now, considering seeing their first games in the Premier League. But that's a big miss. But be interesting to see, like I say, if they can, carry this form on without him. And they've got good players like Patrick Roberts, who've always rated. Great player, obviously, funnily enough, former Man City player. So there's experience in that team for Sunderland. Ballard, good defender, strong, solid defender, former Arsenal defender. So they've got experience. So I think they'll be all right, and I think they will be challenging for the playoffs.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. But yeah, it will be interesting to see. It was quite funny, well, quite ironic actually, because we were saying, oh yeah, no one's been looking at Jack Clark and that. A couple of weeks ago, bang, goes to Ipswich, just like that. So yeah, it's interesting. Apparently, I don't know how true it was, but apparently we were monitoring Patrick Roberts, which is quite interesting. I mean, we need an attacker, as we know, but I just don't know if he would come. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's all interesting. But yeah, good win again for Sunderland, wasn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, no, I predicted they'll do it, but under the circumstances, I mean, there was something like I believe it was something like 14 players that Burnley had to switch around due to outgoings and people that don't exactly want to be there anymore. That's not ideal for any club. When you have to do something like that competitive first game of the season, a lot of work to do behind the scenes by the sounds of things as well. But I mean, it sounds like they're going to sort it out very quickly by the sounds of things. I think it was Fabrizio Romano that actually tweeted saying Hannibal Medbury, Jeremy Sarmiento, and someone else, I can't remember who it was.
He's magic, Jeremy Sarmiento.
I did tell you how Honda, who the other guy was. I don't know if you can. It was Hannibal and Sarmiento, definitely. Someone else, can't remember the name.
You said the other person wasn't very good to me the other night. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I can't. Last year, if I find out, I'll search it in a minute. But they're all set to sign for Burnley for 2 good signings, and I don't think the other guys are. Who the other guy is, I can tell you if he's any good. But no, I don't think this will affect Burnley too much. I think they'll still win the league. Just rocking the road, which obviously, you can't go. Well, you can go forward. It's but it's a very hard task to do. But I can't see it derailing Burnley too much. Sunderland, obviously, they've had a great start, absolutely great start. Like you said, not conceded yet. 3 good wins, obviously, against 3 parties, I believe it is. And I think they'll probably win again this weekend. So I think they've got Pompey. But we'll soon find that one out. Obviously, it's not really, it's not been a bad start to say the least for either side, obviously. But I think Burnley probably would have wanted to not lose that game, obviously. But when you have to swap around 14 players compared to the start of the season, it's not ideal, especially this early in the season. Obviously, I know the chance to win is still open, so that's part of the reason. But it's not what you want to do when you have to go to places such as the Stadium Light. But another thing about Sunderland, as I said, RWA Productions, we believe he might be here on Thursday because he was saying he wanted to come on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He did say in the last chat. But either me or you, Tyler's drop. Well, I'll drop a message just to see how things are going and
Yeah.
whether he still wants to be part of it. But if so, that could be someone else in the chat. Especially if I don't know if you'll be here, Harry, on Thursday.
I'm not sure, mate. Not sure.
Yeah, no, it's up to you if you want to do predictions soon as a little just a barricade just in case you're not.
Yeah, we will do that, mate. Have a little taster. Come on.
or just want someone to chat or anything like that. But yeah, not good start for Sunderland. Obviously, Burnley. I don't think it will derail them too much.
No, I agree definitely. And like I said, you're going to lose at some point. Even if you are as good as we think Burnley will be winning the league and stuff. It just happens. It's Championship, isn't it? But yeah, that's that. Moving on to the next one. Norwich City 1, Sheffield United 1. Now, I said it'd be a draw, not 1-1, but I said 2-2. Like I say, guys, I don't know if Jamie's still in the chat, obviously he is a Blade. But I just think the manager's holding him back. And I remember when he signed all these players, actually, he come on one of my shows and said he's still not confident. Do you know what I mean? And I think part of that is the manager. To be honest, Chris Wilder, I just don't rate him. I mean, obviously Norwich took the lead. Sargent, who else? Probably, let's be honest. He did a good goal, good, pass into him. But then Sheffield United, decent response. But again, both teams probably had chances to win it. I mean, looking at the game, it probably deserved to be a draw. Hamer was still in the game, but not as much as obviously he has been, maybe getting a goal or something. Still made a good pass at one point in the game, though. Really good pass out towards the right. But I just knew it'd be that type of game. Sheffield United, for me, they'll still be up there, but they've been, in my opinion, quite disappointing start to the season, especially the last two games anyway. Them games they'll be looking, especially at QPR games, to get maximum points. And obviously the last game may be a draw, but again, I think they should be looking to win it really, especially with how Norwich have been in recent seasons. But yeah, disappointing for Sheffield United, wasn't it, Harry?
Just a bit, mate, but at least the Canaries keep drawing and losing. It's absolutely fantastic. But no, it was a good goal from Sargent. It was actually quite a good goal, to be fair. Who else would it be other than him? He's probably one of the best players. If they're going to have any chance whatsoever this season, it'll be down to him, but don't see it personally, like I say. Hopefully finish in the bottom three, or at least down there anyway.
Oh, yeah, he's been announced. Woohoo.
We've signed someone.
No, Manuel Solomon's been announced.
Right.
Lewis, perfect for you, mate.
Beautiful. Absolutely. That means he will be available on Saturday. Fuck my life.
But yeah, as I was saying, Josh Sargent, good goal, great finish. It'll be down to him if they finish high or not this season. But like I say, relegation, come on, for Norwich City, hopefully. Don't like them Canary Land CUNTs for obvious reasons. But Sheffield United, absolute limbs for that equaliser. Good goal by our blaster. And but I do think Sheffield United will be disappointed out of the two teams personally, considering Norwich's form. It's not been great, especially their home form. It's not been too good this season. And no Gustavo Hamer limbs, unfortunately, which I was a bit gutted about.
Yeah, I agree. So I actually put him in my fantasy instead of Elliot Lee. So I do agree with that. But yeah, no, it was. I mean, good point for Norwich, but frustrating for Sheffield United, definitely. And what did you make of this game, Lewis?
Good point for both sides. I think Sheffield United probably be a little bit frustrated in terms of how Norwich died, and obviously they right after their draw against QPR, they'd want to put things away. Obviously, not exactly how they saw it going, but I think for sure it's a decent point, and I don't think they'll be too disappointed in terms of a point against Sheffield United and a point against Norwich. Because if you're being truthful, Norwich, still got a decent squad. For some reason, this is not working out at the minute.
Shit.
Shut up. But no, I think as the weeks go on, Norwich will get better. I'm sure of it. I'm sure they will get a win, and I'll be absolutely delighted with that. But no, decent point probably for both sides. I think obviously Sheffield United probably a little bit frustrated, but it's I don't think it's not the end of the world. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Sheffield United have obviously lost this weekend, and that won't be an easy game. But with being a Bramwell Lane, you probably want to tip them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. At least they didn't lose. It's one of them. It could have been worse in that scenario. Moving on to the next game, the last game on the Saturday, which was Portsmouth getting another point away. Obviously, they got a point against us at home as well. Really, really good start. I remember coming out of that, well, when we were previewing it, shall I say, and saying, if they get a draw out of that, they'd be very happy. Middlesbrough is not an easy place to go. What I will say is the second goal Portsmouth scored. What was the goalkeeper doing? That was shocking, man. That was shocking. I want to talk about Kaminsky. Hell, that was even worse, mate. It was actually crazy. Where is the communication?
Stay.
Well, Lewis is trying to keep his phone up, but it's a bit down there in the table like Luton at the moment. But anyway, moving on. Hopefully. Anyway, but yeah, the actual game, Portsmouth, they definitely deserve something. They were really good again. And just give it a right go. You have to give them credit. It will be a bit frustrated, I think, because they did give away a penalty, which was a bit of an annoying penalty to give away. But overall, still take a point. Definitely, what a start. 3 points, all draws, but against teams that will be up there. So credit to them really. Obviously Leeds, they'll be up there. We know that. Luton should be as the season goes on, and Middlesbrough, a team that will fight for the playoffs. I do believe that. So good point again for Portsmouth, wasn't it, Harry?
Very good point. I mean, like you said, it started off well, but I thought Middlesbrough, they played quite well after that, really. I thought, I might be wrong, but from what I saw, I thought Middlesbrough could have edged it. But it's a good start from Portsmouth, Played big teams to start off with, and they've made a good account of themselves. So, yeah, another point on the board. Looks like they're at home next game. So it's a chance for them. Big game, that. 2 good teams there. Could be a thriller, that, to be fair. But yeah, Middlesbrough, again, like losing away at Derby and then to draw at Portsmouth, it's not great. It's not great. So they need to sort themselves out. Otherwise, could be looking like a boring mid-table finish, if anything, really. But yeah, I think Portsmouth will take that draw.
100%, definitely. But yeah, they're on a bit of a roll really against these sides, and they've got a good opportunity against a good Sunderland team as it stands on the weekend. But should be an interesting one. But what did you make of Portsmouth getting another point, Lewis?
Again, we said last week, if you offered 2 points out of 2 games, probably would have took it. If you offered 3 points out of 3 games, they probably wouldn't have took it, because I feel like it's probably getting a little bit tedious for teasing the fans. It just not getting over the line. But I think they probably take a point, because the Riverside is not easy to go to. But obviously, I'm sure the wind's not too far away. I'm not sure if it will come this week, but I'm sure it's not too far away, because they seem playing okay, and that they get against 3 teams that you'd probably expect to be in or around the playoffs. They'd probably say, "Yeah, I'll take a point." So no, I think they'll take it, but if you're a fan of Portsmouth, it's probably getting a little bit tedious because you just want to win, obviously. But I think they'll do okay this season. I'm sure the win will come soon, and I think once you get the win, I think they will just start from there and actually kick on a little bit. But in terms of Middlesbrough, obviously they lost against Derby, and obviously dropping 2 points against Portsmouth. They're probably not too pleased. I mean, I think it's 4 points out of 3, if I'm correct, for Middlesbrough. And they probably won't be too pleased with that, because if you look theoretically, on paper, they're probably one of the best teams in the league, probably. But no, I think it's probably a decent little game to watch, but probably frustrating for both teams.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to the last one, which is on the Sunday, which is obviously the Welsh derby. Now, if we all thought Swansea would get another win in the derby. Obviously they've got the better record head to head. Cardiff obviously, been the worst side in the league as it stands. But they got a point, very good point away. They haven't had the best of form, like I say, especially in recent years. In that derby, and they ended up getting a point. Robinson with the equaliser, Ethan with a bit of a blunder, I would say, for their goal. Parrying it out straight to them to score. But Cardiff will be happy with that. I mean, I'm happy that they didn't win. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been good for us. But yeah, I mean, good point definitely for them, and maybe they might kick on from that now, potentially. They've got this weekend, they've got Middlesbrough at home, so could be a good opportunity, especially about Middlesbrough being very hit and miss to start there. But yeah, good point there for Cardiff. Obviously, we've lost McGuinness as well. It's very key to them. So I'm sure, obviously you want to win a derby, but, a lot of them probably wouldn't have been too confident going into it, especially their form. And so they'll be the happier side, definitely, won't they, Harry?
Yeah, mate, I think so. I mean, I predicted 1-0 Swansea, but I don't know why. I did have a feeling could it have been 1-1, and I was going to say that, but I thought, nah, Swansea, they're at home, they'll win. But great result for Cardiff, to be fair, considering the recent results they've had haven't been great. And obviously, form does go out the window a little bit when it comes to the derby, especially that derby, very feisty. And it was feisty. Cardiff manager sent off.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a exchange with Carl Norton. So, yeah, I mean, Callum Robinson limbs, Cardiff away end limbs. It was absolutely rocking in that away end. And, yeah, I mean, they've got a good chance now against Middlesbrough side who, not great. And they're at home for that. So they could kick on from that. Swansea, I think, will be disappointed. And it'd be interesting to see how they do their next game as well.
Yeah, no, most definitely. But yeah, I mean, could it be a kickstart? Do you believe for Cardiff now, Lewis?
I think when you lose your number one centre back, it's not ideal for any team. I'm not too sure if I've actually replaced him yet. But I think going into obviously the Welsh derby, obviously, like what you said last week, form goes out the window, and it seemed like it did. It seemed like it was a decent game, to be fair. The Swansea goal was a decent goal. The Cardiff goal was one of them where the keeper probably looks at and goes, well, I've just lost it. I mean, Derbyana.
Cardiff goal, brilliant, mate. Callum Robinson, absolutely fantastic.
It got gifted.
Great finish, though.
Big got gifted. But I mean, I think
they're Cardiff and Swansea fans, you know what I mean?
I think they'll take it. I think at this point, Cardiff would just took a point anyway. I mean, obviously, you don't really want to get a point from the derby because it means bragging rights. But I think overall it was an okay game. I know managers ain't meant to be holding the ball back from players, this and another, but under the circumstances, I do kind of understand it because I'm was down with a head injury. Realistically, the game should be stopped beforehand. So it's a bit stupid for me. I think. I mean, I know less of a law. Yes, the manager should have gone, but when there's a head injury, the referee's meant to stop the game anyway. So for me, that shouldn't be in the red card. As much as it's less of a law that you're not allowed to cover, hold the ball from a player when he's down with a head injury. It's one of them where you look and go, well, you're meant to stop the game anyway.
I agree with you, Lewis. I don't think it was a red card for the manager, to be honest. I really don't.
It's a bit daft if you ask me, but like I say, yes, level law, but it needs changing. It needs changing because if it's a head injury, the referee's meant to stop anyway. But I mean, I think it was the Cardiff manager got sent off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If I was Cardiff, I'd be appealing it because, like I said, less of a law, you meant to stop the game for head injury.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. But that's all the games reviewed for obviously the game week 3. Just quickly, come on, Luton under 18s on smoke, mate. What a game, mate. Imagine watching this. Luton Town 6, Ipswich 4. Jeez, under 18s.
I don't talk about Hull's. I think it's under 18s because we've.
Them probably getting on.
Yeah, we got. I think. Well, last time I looked, it was 6-0 to Charlton.
Yeah, and then obviously we're just
don't know where it finished.
arrived. The media team have arrived at Loftus Road. Yeah, let's hopefully kickstart a win. But we'll
what time did you kick off? Is it quarter
7:45? 7:45. Yeah. But yeah, that's that. And then the next thing we will do is we'll talk about a bit of transfer news. So yeah, looks like Chio is on the verge of joining Ipswich. Now for me, you know what? I'll be honest, guys. I'll take this. We're getting 8 million for him. We got him for free. I do think his latter stages of the Premier League season weren't great. Now people say, "Oh yeah, but he weren't in his main position and that." But I still look at Doughty on the other side. He's bombing forward. He's trying to take on men. Chio, one of his best attributes, especially attacking wise, is his pace. It's one of the fastest players in the Premier League, and he just weren't utilising that. Preston game, I thought he was bang average and probably weren't a great send-off, to be honest. But I'll take the money for him, guys. I'll be honest. Hopefully we get an attacker, really, because coming out of that Preston game, that's what I felt we needed. Obviously, he is predominantly an attacker, but now it means Real Waters can play more as a right wing back, hopefully. Got Hashioka as a backup, so I'm happy, to be honest, with that. But, I mean, what do you make of this news, Harry?
Good money for Luton, and he was shit against Preston, to say the least. Other than he only took a player on once, went past him, and the ball went out of play, I think, pretty much. So, yeah. Good money. I mean, 10 million would have been nice, but 8 million considering you got him for free. Very good business, and invest that potentially into other players. So, good money for Luton, and he could have just come straight back down with Ipswich anyway. So, what's the point?
Yeah, that's how I see it. Right, he could have 2 relegations as a CV, but if he wants that, that's fine. You know what I mean? That's fine. I like the money that we're getting for him. Do you know what I mean? Considering we got him for free, so. Not too asked about that England-Ireland game now, to be honest. Come on, England. You know what I mean? That's what it's more like for me now. But it was anyway, but still. I was going to go to see him play, but I don't really care now. But yeah, that's that. Lewis, anything you want to add on this?
Right, say that. Won't be going to ask Mark Guinness.
Could do. Will he play, though? I don't know. Is he regular starter for them?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't know myself.
I'm surprised he had 8 million for him, to be fair. Obviously, just coming down from the Premier League, and if it's not started great, I'm surprised they've smacked up that money for him. I thought it'd be maybe more like 5 million, something like that. But again, you probably take when it's for free, but 8 million, they're basically snapping your hand off, and you're just saying, yeah, sure, why not?
Literally. Yeah, well, apparently he said goodbye to his teammates today. And obviously, Chong was rumoured, but apparently that was false, like I said earlier. I mean, if you ask majority of Luton fans, who would you rather keep, Chong or Chio? I think most of them would say Chong. you know, I definitely would for sure. Not a great game from him the other day, but you know, as the season goes on, I believe he'll be much better. And I feel we should play for a style that's a bit more suited, i.e., put him in a cam role and then put 2 strikers up front, something like that, instead of doing the 3 up front because it's not working.
But the thing is, when he even starts for Ipswich, because if you look at, they don't play 5 back, and obviously they've got a Marty Hutchinson.
What they'll do, they'll probably play him a bit higher, won't they? They'll think the same. But
they've got a Marty Hutchinson, haven't they? And they've got Marty Hutchinson. They've got, I swear they've sorted the Camera as well. They've got someone on the left, and then they've got a striker as well. So realistically, yes, it's depth in the Premier League, which is what you need, but they don't exactly need him. I don't know. I don't think anyway, but you'll take the money.
Yeah, exactly. Take the money. I'm not really asked now. To be honest, I just take the money and dip. I'm going to be honest. Like, yeah, had a few good moments, but he weren't. I'll be honest, he weren't as good as I thought he was going to be. Oh, I'll be so real, and he just didn't utilise that pace that he's got. So is what it is. Is what it is. To be honest, I'm just more happy about the money, like I say. So take that and run, really. But yeah, another thing that's come out, very interesting. I mean, I was thinking it when we, was rumoured with a guy. So Nathan Ngoy will not be joining Luton now. I mean, for me, I was a bit surprised anyway. I was looking at this and thinking, well, it's more so if Mengi goes for me. But obviously, it looks like it's going to stay. You know, apparently Rob Edwards has said, you know, basically we've got too many defenders, which I was thinking that anyway. You know, I was only thinking of getting one defender in, which we have in McGuinness, in the sense of as actual centre backs anyway. Obviously, Real Waters is a wing back that can play there as well, which is obviously, you know, more beneficial as well, being versatile. But it is what it is, really. I mean, you know, I'll be honest, I didn't know too much about the guy anyway. I know he had a bit of potential, but we've got so many centre backs anyway. You know, I feel we probably maybe still need a midfielder and an attacker. And then I'll be happy, really. You know, attacker to essentially replace the Townsend stuff, even though that's a bit of a mess at the moment. But yeah, that's that really. When it comes to that, I mean, anything you guys want to add on this?
To be honest, I'm not really surprised in a way. Like you say, Tyler, a lot of defenders already. Tiedemann Mengi, the main man.
Yeah.
Looks like he's staying. Good news.
Great news.
I mean, you know, you would have been looking at about 20, 25 million if you want to sell him. And really, do I think clubs in the Premier League would have probably offered that? Probably not. They probably would have offered like 15, which is a bit not really. Like, no, thank you. So, you know, it's a positive in that sense. It would have been interesting to see how that Ngoy would have done, but you know, it's one of them, innit? Shit happens. He's not joining, so continue with the window, and yeah.
Midfielder and attacker now. That's my priorities. Definitely more so an attacker at the moment because we have obviously got a few midfielders in. Well, three. Yeah. 3: Baptiste, Cruz, and obviously Walsh. So it's more so an attacker, especially coming out of that game the other day. But yeah, I mean, Lewis, we're battling it out, aren't we, for a striker?
Supposedly so, anyway.
I mean, do you make it out? I'll be honest. I think he's got more chance going to you guys.
I hope he does. I know we've lodged a bid, and I know he wants to leave Norwich. I think he has put a transfer request in. To be fair, I think that I know we definitely have lodged a bid. So I don't believe you have, from what I've seen. Like I said, I literally first saw it this morning, so it might not be true that we are. But I was just letting you know what I saw this morning and saying that Luton won as well. But if you look at game time, you probably want to come to Hull. No offense to you guys, he's only like 19.
No,
I believe
it's true.
But I think I don't know much about the guy myself, anyway. So see what happens. If he comes to us, if he's done, I'm sure we'll find a backup plan.
Yeah.
If he's done, it's just £200 transfer.
I mean, it says a few teams have put 2.5 million in, but it don't say what team specifically. So that's all I really know.
I know we have put, but then I don't know how much. Let me see what Abu Kamara.
I mean, what will probably happen for us until Friday is we'll just get linked with strikers upon strikers till we actually get someone or attackers, whatever. That's what we've seen with us.
Hull and Luton keen on Norwich winger Kamara.
Big up
that's
yourself,
BBC,
mate.
so that's BBC, so it probably is true.
Mm.
Both sides, yes. Both sides have made a bid, apparently.
2.5
He's going out of Canary Land and going to the town of the Tigers. Come on.
So apparently both sides have made a offer in the region of 2.5 million for 21-year-old. The Tigers are still looking for attacking reinforcements, having sold Villaging, while Luton are close to selling Ogbene to Ipswich. Portsmouth apparently looking into him, but he's struggling to find the asking price. He hasn't. He says he has handed in a transfer request. That's all it says about him, to be fair.
We'll just see. Yeah, we'll see if more happens. I'd say probably. I'd say, more chance that it go to you guys, but I don't know. We'll probably just get linked with strikers upon strikers. Attackers until we actually get someone in. So, which we need to do. I've got full faith that we have. I believe since the Chio stuff come out, we were like, "You're right, okay. You guys look over at what we can get, and then we'll go from there." Really, someone will come in for sure. I believe, especially now even though it's a bit of an absolute drama going on with Townsend. He's still going to go. It's just a matter of where. He can't go to Turkey, but he's in Turkey. It's a madness. But yeah, man, we'll see and go from there. Really, when it comes to that. I mean, another short rumor for us, Kaminsky. Apparently, Leicester have officially put in a bid. Officially, 10 million. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it's an interesting one because obviously I like Kaminsky. However, I don't know, 10 million. Can you really grumble at that? I don't know. It's an interesting one, really. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, we'll have to act fast unless we're going to let Shea be the main one, which I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't mind the way he's playing, but I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with that and go from there, really. If more reports come out, obviously I'll talk on it a bit more, but we'll just see what happens. If we decline it, it's no point. You know what I mean? There's no point talking about it. So, yeah, man, that's that when it comes to that. Anything else coming out around Hull, Lewis, about anyone else?
Well, it looks like we're signing Liam Cooper. And,
oh, yeah.
Transfer from
Good signing.
Free agency. Apparently we're looking at somebody from Sweden. Don't really know much about him. I looked at his records earlier. He looks okay. There's something coming out saying that we're looking at 3 strikers. 2 of them is high profile. The other one just if you don't get the other 2.
Lewis, for you, mate. Thoughts on Hull City being interested in Ryan Brewster?
Well, that might be false, but he's rumoured to be one of them strikers, and if so, they can fuck off. Like, I've been messing with my mate on the stream on Snapchat, like web, and he said, he'd take him. I told him, no, he can fuck off, and but I hope you get him now. I said, fuck off. I'm just calling him a bastard. No. The guy scored like 2 goals. He's fucking like 25. No.
Yeah, he's
Jones at the back, Brewster in attack. Hull goes League One.
Literally, we was talking. No, like the thing is, we were literally talking about him the other week on a messenger call, and then this happens, and no. I really hope not, because he's shit. He's awful.
Yeah, he's rubbish. When Liverpool got that money, I can't lie, I found that quite funny because he is trash, mate. He's absolutely trash. Honestly.
I do want to add on the Kaminsky thing, though. I think 10 million, that's not enough for me. I think 15 or 20 at least, I mean, the amount of saves and good saves he did in the Premier League for Luton and kept him in games, 10 million is taking the mickey a bit, and he's been called up by Belgium and that for the international team and that. So, that's got to be taken into consideration. Yeah, so, I mean, it wouldn't be bad though. Yeah, you'd have a Super James Shangle.
I mean, I've said it, right, and it probably won't happen, but Kaminsky will be back on Friday. Obviously, if you don't go, and he'll probably go straight back in. But I don't know. I think Shea deserves his place at this moment in time. He hasn't actually put a foot wrong, to be honest. But that's my opinion in it. Loads of people reckon Kaminsky will come straight back in, but I don't know, man. I think Shea's done all right. I think he should be warranted more go, but I'll say that. And today I'll probably have a blunder now, but we'll see. We'll go from there. But he'd have played a lot more games than he would have expected anyway. He could be on he's playing his third tonight. He will obviously be in goal. So, play a lot more than he would have expected. If we get a decent cut run, then he'll play even more as well. So we'll see. We'll see and go from there. But that's that. And then, like we said, what we'd do, just in case, obviously, Harry's not on the next one, is the Game Week 4 preview. Needs are just Harry's predictions. Me and Lewis will do ours on Thursday. But yeah, Harry, mate, I'll read the games out to you. Lewis, let me know when you're ready. We'll do the usual. Good opening start, as we all know. We know what one that is, don't we? Luton QPR.
Luton QPR. Two teams really need a win. Kenilworth Road. You've got to think Luton will win this, man. You just got to think 2-0 Luton.
Oh, clean sheet. Oh, that'd be nice. I mean, it's a bit of a difficult one, that one, isn't it? Yes, we're playing tonight. We'll probably both rotate, but still, it's sort of have a basis on that would be nice. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Moving on to
good predictions, Harry. Good predictions.
Lewis is just writing a lot of letters for some reason.
Lewis is on a mad one because he knows Hull are going to get beat by Leeds the weekend. Come on.
Do you know what? Move over to that game. Now that you've said that, what's your score prediction? We'll go to that one next.
3-0 Leeds.
Lewis is not liking writing that at all. He's already done it. I'll tell you what, this will be interesting. I'll definitely watch this one. 12:30, Burnley Blackburn, Derby, innit?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm definitely watching that. We're Friday night, so we could either be the pre-drinks that everyone laughs at, or we could be the pre-drinks celebrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see, innit?
This is an interesting one because obviously Blackburn, got good form, good manager, and John Eustace sets his teams up well. The Burnley side, looking to bounce back from Sunderland, so I'll go 2-1 Burnley.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, they're all right at home. Moving on to the next one. Again, by the way, 3 12:30 games again, by the way. It's quite a regular thing. They didn't do that last time, I swear. Last season.
It's probably because it's a new deal, isn't it?
5+ and all that, yeah. Cardiff Middlesbrough. Can Cardiff get their first win of the season?
I think so. I mean, it'd be typical, innit? Middlesbrough could go there and win 3-0, but I'm going for Cardiff 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Yes. And then the next 12:30 is Coventry versus Norwich. Two teams you don't like, Harry.
Is that a Coventry?
Yeah.
You know what? For this one time only, Cov fans, you got my back. And it's going to be, you know what? 2-0 Coventry. And Canaries go back to Canary land and cry. So feel good.
Oh, dear. Moving on to the 3 o'clock ones. Millwall versus Sheffield Wednesday.
Big game. Big game for both teams.
True.
The Den, tough place. Sheffield Wednesday, can away fans get it rocking? Be interesting to see. That is actually quite tough to predict, to be honest. I'll go 1-1.
Who was it? It was someone in Sheffield Wednesday.
Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday. Next one is West Brom versus Swansea.
3-0 baggies.
I'll be honest. I think West Brom will win that. To be honest, especially at home.
Magic double and a Grant goal, probably.
Probably. Next one, very, very interesting game. Briefly said about it earlier. Portsmouth Sunderland.
Could be the best game of the weekend, to be fair, or could end up being the most dullest game of the weekend, knowing our luck. But it's one of them, where you think Portsmouth home fans, at home could win. Sunderland not bad away from home usually. I'll go for Portsmouth 2-1. Was going to say 2-2, but I think Portsmouth,
with how close they've been getting as well, it could be one of them.
Yeah.
We'll see. Obviously, we've done Leeds Hull. Plymouth versus Stoke.
I think this would be a Rooney win. I think finally get his first win. Stoke looking not the greatest at the minute. Of course, did score against Baggies, but I think it'll be a solid 2-0 Plymouth win.
Stoke fans are not liking that journey.
The only thing I will say about that game is, if they do lose, it'll be down to the 2 red cards they had away at QPR. So
yeah, true. Oxford versus Preston. Can Oxford get back-to-back home wins?
So yeah, I don't know why. I feel like this could be a bit of a boring game. I think Preston would probably take a draw. Although, would they? It's a game they should be winning, really. But I think I'll go 1-0 Oxford. I think it'll be a pretty dull game, but I think Oxford will nick it.
Yeah. Again, for them, if they're going to stay up, that home form, is going to be key. And then the last two, the last game on the Saturday, Derby versus Bristol City. That's an all right game, I think.
It's a good game, that is. Derby, of course, not a bad result in terms of how well Watford are doing. Only losing 2-1. Bristol draw against Cov. It'll either be one of them where it'll be like both teams have scored, someone will nick it. Oh, it's a tough one. I reckon I might go 2-1 Bristol in this one, I think.
And then the last one is obviously on the Sunday, and that is obviously Sheffield United versus them guys down the road from me.
Trafford.
Watford.
No.
Tough game. It's hard to predict, to be honest. I don't even really know what to say because, Watford are flying. Sheffield United realistically should win that game, really, usually, but form can count. Can Watford win? Not too sure.
Hopefully not.
I just think Bramall Lane, I think Watford will struggle a little bit. I'll go for 2-1 Sheffield United.
Come on. Like that, hopefully.
Well, I was going to say 2-2, but just think being at home for Sheffield United just edge it.
Yeah. There you go. There's his predictions. Sorted.
Lewis, do you mean 3-0 Leeds, mate?
You want me to take a picture, Lewis, again?
Yeah, you can take a picture of this one. Yeah.
Lewis, not 3-0 Hull, 3-0 Leeds, mate.
Oh yeah, you cheeky sauce. Yeah, change that, bro.
No, I'll just copy and paste it into the chat. It's fine. I've got enough up on my
yeah. All right, cool.
On my laptop, so it's easily done.
Right. Yeah, cool. Well, that's that, guys. That's that of the championship show for today. Obviously, like I say, me and Lewis.
Right. Hang on, 2 secs.
Oh, all
right. Hang on.
Oh, Lewis has had a mare.
No, I haven't. We need to do something.
No, he hasn't. He says. But yeah, no, that's that. Like I say, me and Lewis will definitely be on Thursday doing our predictions. Like we say, might have RWA Productions join us as well. Oh yeah, obviously the points. Oh yes, I'm in the lead. I thought Harry would still be above me.
Homer, you've had a blunder.
I've got 2 games
Absolute
spot on, mate. Come on. I'm top for something. Come on.
No, Lewis, I'll be checking that after this game, mate.
I can tell you,
After this game, after this
I'm actually surprised. I thought Harry would still be above me. I thought he said quite a few similar games.
Nah,
to me.
I did think I had a bit of a stinker, to be fair.
Did he say 2? What did you say for Blackburn, Oxford? Draw?
I missed going down.
I think I'm not sure.
So he said, that's not that's the wrong one.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, because I know Derby.
Harry, here we go. 2-1 Leeds, a point.
Okay, a point, yeah.
2-1 Millwall, no points.
Yeah.
2-0 Bristol, no points.
Yeah.
2-0 QPR, no points.
Yeah.
2-1 Derby, no points.
Yeah.
Blackburn 2, Oxford 2, no points.
Yeah. Close.
3-1 West Brom, 1 point, just 2 points. 2-0 Luton, no points.
Yeah, moving on.
Sunderland, Burnley, 2-2, no points.
Fair enough. I think I said the same.
Sheffield United, 3-0, no points. 2-1 Portsmouth, no points.
Yeah.
1-0 Swansea, no points, 2 points.
To be fair, though, it did get close at like 3. Like, literally a goal off. So it wasn't actually as bad.
Swansea costed me top spot.
Yeah, I got 2 games spot on. Unfortunately, them guys down the road and the Blackburn game. I got that wrong as well. And then last I was close on West Brom and now I've got a few 1-pointers, which always helps. So yeah, man, I'm actually surprised I'm top. It probably won't last, so I'm not going to get 2nd place. But it's always nice to see that I'm winning something. You know what I mean? Because my team can't win at the moment, so I'm winning something. It feels all right to actually win it. It actually feels all right. Anyway, ain't going to last. But anyway, that's that. Anything else? Any of you guys want to say? Harry, start off with you.
Not really. Just shitting the Canaries, shitting the Watfords, up the town.
Yeah.
And let's hope Town can bounce back. Let's hope Norwich keep losing. And Lewis, enjoy your beer at Leeds and a 3-0 loss.
Oh dear. Lewis, it's your turn to say something now.
Obviously, we're back. Me and Harry, possibly. Me and Tyler, possibly Harry. And possibly someone else. So we're back on Thursday. And obviously, we'll have this one, and then we'll have one some point in the week reviewing these, and then that'll be it for a week until we're back with the club, with the proper football, because we get ruined by international football.
No, just a bit.
Yeah. And obviously, this will be the last. Well, Thursday will be the last little bits to do transfers, because obviously by the time we do the next one, the transfer window will be slammed shut. And yeah, that's right, really.
Yeah, no, that is that. When it comes to that, but yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. A lot of new subscribers for myself in this. Obviously, we're doing it on everyone, so make sure you subscribe to obviously everyone else as well. And if you go on my channel, you have Lewis and Harry's channels in the description, so you can just click over and subscribe and all that. Join Discord and that as well on my one if you haven't already. And yeah, subscribe to everyone. And I'll be back on my channel later with a watch long to Luton. Oh, hopefully, man. Hopefully, hopefully we get off to a winning start. That'll be nice. Obviously, a double header against QPR this week as well. So let's try and get them bragging rights. Like I said yesterday, so there's a bit of history between the 2 clubs. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see how much we rotate, which I do expect to be a lot. But we'll see. We'll see who's involved. We'll see who's in the starting lineup, and we'll go from there. And then, yeah, like I say, me and Lewis will be back on Thursday, possibly Harry as well, and a guest. And then, yeah, from there on in, that's it really. So big up, smash a like if you haven't already. Do subscribe, all of that. I'll see you later. And Lewis and Harry will see you next time. So yeah, take care. Peace.
Super Chelsea.